Alright, so this is Sea-Dog from Jedi Dragons Productions. Today, or tonight I should say, I'm going to talk about my reaction to the most exciting day of this year, at least for me. The Xbox 2018 E3 conference. Now, before I get into this, I first want to start off with how I felt before the conference, and that was, or my expectations for the conference. Now, I had very low expectations for this year's Xbox briefing, just because Microsoft had failed to produce enough AAA game exclusives and failed to produce enough great quality Xbox exclusives, and I thought that the worst case scenario, they were going to reveal absolutely nothing to show off Crackdown 3, or maybe Age of Empires 4. However, I was hugely excited, shocked, and a little disappointed with the after I watched the actual conference. So let's get into it. So obviously, right before the conference even started, there was a teaser trailer. And at first it was kind of hard to distinguish what the game was. Once we saw some planet rings, and once we saw the good old Master Chief, we knew instantly it was Halo. Sure enough, it was revealed as the Halo Infinite game that was rumored. Now, Microsoft, well, it was kind of confusing. I was very confused because Microsoft never specified, or Phil Spencer, the CEO, never specified whether this was going to be a spin-off title or an actual main game. Now, fortunately, after the conference, it was revealed to be the next main Halo game. So, given the fact that the game uses the classic art style in the Halo games, that's great. And I'm really excited to see more of the game as it gets closer to release. Good job, 343. Aside from that, though, most of that was probably the highest point of the conference. Other than that, a lot of third-party titles that were multi-platform, few timed exclusives, few exclusives that were indie games I didn't really give a shit about. Sorry, I don't like Ori or Below or Ashen or We Happy Few or Cuphead or any of those games. I'm sorry, but game I was most excited for after that was Gears 5. Now, I was a little iffy as to whether Gears 5 would be shown at the conference, but sure enough, Coalition Studios came on stage, or Rod Ferguson of Coalition Studios came on stage, showed Microsoft showed a very brief trailer for a mobile Pop Gears crossover game that looks very cringy. But after that, they showed off the real-time strategy Gears game that was rumored. And sure enough, it's only on Windows 10. But after that, we finally got to see a trailer for Gears 5. And honestly, I was shocked. Like, especially after they showed off the RTS, I thought, man, damn it, this is all they're going to show off. But sure enough, they show off a trailer featuring Kate as the main character now. Honestly, I feel like Kate is a pretty good character, so hopefully that'll kind of move the series forward. But neither Halo Infinite, which showed the Master Chief return as the main character, and Gears 5, which, like I said, focuses on Kate, while both of those were the highlights, in my opinion, and I didn't really feel like there was anything major else. I mean, when Playground Games showed off Forza Horizon 4, which, by the way, during the conference, in the middle of the conference, Microsoft revealed that they had acquired Playground on whole, and I'll move on to, they also acquired and formed other studios, but I'll get to that later. But they showed off Forza Horizon 4, and that game looks really cool, I have to admit. I've played Forza Horizon 3 and Horizon 2. I've played all three of the first Horizons, and 1 was crappy, 2 was pretty damn good, 3 was great. And I'm excited for the fact I'll be able to get 4 on the Game Pass. But yeah, other than that, I thought the Battletoads reveal was pretty cool. I know that's not a major game, but I thought it was pretty cool. And beyond that, in terms of exclusives, there's practically nothing else shown that really caught my eye. So in that way, it was very disappointing. But in addition to Halo Infinite, Gears 5, and yeah, Forza Horizon 4, and excuse me, at the tip of my tongue, Battletoads. There wasn't the only major news, of course, was the fact that Microsoft, like I said, they not only acquired PlayGround Games, as I said earlier, they also acquired this studio. It's at the tip of my tongue. It's the studio that is making the indie game We Happy Few. I'll have to look it up in a bit, but Conception Studio, something like that. And then I can't remember the name, but then obviously they acquired Undead Labs, developer of State of Decay series. Now, gee, how surprising that was. But the thing that really caught my eye out of all the acquisitions the most was their acquisition of Ninja Theory. Now, Ninja Theory, for those Xbox fans who don't know, is a hack and slash title, and boy, we haven't had a hack and slash title exclusive to Xbox in a long time, so that got me really excited, really pumped for that. So we'll see if there are any reveals anytime soon. Oh yeah, and then Microsoft revealed that they had formed their own studio called The Initiative, and no one's really quite sure what they're going to develop aside from the fact it's a AAA game, so hopefully they'll bring a good game there. But yeah, now the only thing I was really hoping for that was not shown at all was the RPG that PlayGround Games is working on. Now, I and just about everybody else since January have been under the impression that PlayGround Games was working on a Fable game. I really was pumped for that, but unfortunately, it wasn't shown at the show, and I don't even think it's going to be a Fable game anymore. Because I believe, if I remember correctly, when Spencer was announcing, after he had announced the acquisition of PlayGround Games, or Microsoft's acquisition of PlayGround Games, he said something along the lines of, PlayGround Games is also, and I'm just paraphrasing here, PlayGround Games is also working on a brand new RPG, and he said something along the lines of more on that later, and of course he never showed it in the conference. So I assume that obviously it's a new RPG, so a new IP, and I'm assuming it's going to be revealed maybe at Gamescom. I don't know. It could even be revealed as early as the tomorrow's Inside Xbox, but that's kind of doubtful, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, but honestly, I felt both excitement and disappointment on so many levels. I mean, I'm glad Microsoft showed off so many games. I'm glad they did that, but at the same time, it's like, oh my god, why didn't they reveal at least a little bit more? Now, we did get to see a Crackdown 3 trailer. I forgot to mention that, and honestly, it was just a regular ass Crackdown trailer. No gameplay, nothing really new there. So it was like, yay, Crackdown 3 is continuing. We already knew that, whatever. But yeah, I really hope that Microsoft treats their new studios well, and I hope that their new studios treat Microsoft well by making good Xbox and Windows exclusives. So yeah, beyond that, I hope to see what Bohemia Interactive is working on, although that's probably not that major. And yeah, hopefully, if I had to write a review or score the E3 conference, I'd probably give it maybe a 6.57 out of 10, just because there were so few good news, so little good news. Yet the good news, even though there wasn't much, was great. It was great news, but I don't know. Hopefully, Microsoft will have a better conference next year. But I have to say, though, it was a lot better than what I expected. And although it wasn't the greatest, conference ever, it still was a hell of a ride. So, yeah. All right, I'm out.